So, I applied for a visa to stay in Italy for 1 year and it was denied. As a British citizen, I'm allowed 90 days within every 180 in the European Schengen zone. But over the last 4 years, I've built a life here. I have a girlfriend here, friends. So every time I leave to go back to the UK, it feels like I'm starting over. But this time I have to leave Italy, I'm making a very bold move. So instead of going back to the UK where I take 10 steps back financially, physically, mentally, I've decided to spend the next 3 months in Montenegro. No friends, no family, a language I don't speak, and a country that I've only ever spent 3 days in. So why Montenegro? It's very beautiful, it's legal, and it's a challenge that I need at this point in my life. So why is it so bold? Firstly, potential isolation and not knowing the language. If you've ever traveled for a long period of time and not spoken to anybody in your own language for some time, you know it can be very difficult. Next of all, financial uncertainty. If I had a financial advisor right now, I think they would advise me not to go and do that and to go back to the UK and live with my mother. But I'm taking a huge bet on myself here and seeing how things unfold. So who am I to be in this position? For the last 4 years, I have ran an online vintage clothing business, which has been amazing. It's allowed me freedom that I never could have imagined. It's allowed me to travel to Italy back and forth and build a beautiful life here. It's allowed me the time and the energy to sort out my own health, but getting here hasn't been easy. From the age of 17 to around 23, I was addicted to drugs, gambling, smoking, porn. I was overweight, unhealthy, depressed, until I was eventually kicked out of home by my mother. Step by step, I made changes. My vintage clothing business really helped with this because it gave me something productive and enjoyable to put my time into. And I got to a point where I realized that the success of the business depended on my own health and well-being. The vintage clothing business has been a huge blessing in so many ways and worth every single bit of hard work, but I have to say it's getting much harder to sustain and to see it working long term. You know, vintage clothing is a physical product. I sell items from the 1980s, the 1990s, and there is becoming less and less and less of it. So I've decided to start a new online venture and business, which is online personal training. It's pretty daunting not knowing exactly how this will unfold, but I do believe pressure creates resilience and resourcefulness, and I'm very excited to see the person that I become in this process. So being completely transparent, I actually considered staying in Italy illegally. I spoke to many people. I even told my landlord that I was going to do that and asked if he would let me stay here for a couple of years. Because why would I want to live in a different country to my girlfriend and my friends for 6 months of the year? But after very careful consideration, I decided that if I ever want a legal future in Italy, staying illegally would not allow me that. Hence why I'm moving on. This whole journey is more than just about me. It's about inspiring others to take bold steps. We're in a time where we're exposed to more opportunities than we ever have. And that can be a blessing and a curse because sometimes we don't know which ones to take. But regardless, we're in a time where we can make anything happen for ourselves and our own lives. I hope to inspire myself and other people in this process because I truly love life and I deeply appreciate the fact that we only have one opportunity and one life to live. And I think we should try and make that as beautiful and enjoyable for ourselves as humanly possible. When I first started my fitness journey, I was absolutely attacked with advice online, you know, turn vegan, don't eat processed foods, take creatine supplements, tape your mouth shut at night. It's so exhausting and you don't know what's right for you. Now I'm stepping into the world of content creation and documenting my life. It's exactly the same thing. People telling you what kind of hooks to use, what editing style to use in videos. I've learned that all of this noise, no matter what area it's in, just pulls me further away from being myself. So my goal here is to be as authentic and real as possible because that is what truly resonates with people. So I have no idea exactly how this is going to turn out, but what I do know is in 10 years, I've gone from being kicked out by my mother, living on a wooden floor for a year, in a spare room at a university house, addicted to all kinds of drugs, LSD, ecstasy, ketamine, weed, addicted to gambling, smoking, porn. Fast forward 9-10 years later, I'm sat in Italy on my own, running my own business, free of all addictions, and I'm about to go and live in Montenegro and start my second business. So what I do know is that long term you can achieve massive things if you just simply believe in yourself, You allow failures, you allow mess ups, you actually learn from the mistakes that you do make. And yeah, I'm so excited. So I guess last of all, please let me know if you have ever taken a bold move or a risk or a bet on yourself, because I would love to be able to inspire each other and hear about your story. So thank you. See you in the next video.